Hello and welcome to the 50-cent tour of Thursday, September 12th, 2013. And it's the day after September 11th. It's just kind of nice to know that nothing horrible happened yesterday, at least on a broad scale. Please find a seat on the Liberty Bus and we will begin our tour of the day. The left rallies to the aid of Obama's legacy. The talking points on Obama and Syria must be out on Journalist, and we see the results at Kevin Drum's place, among others. Apparently, Obama's handling of Syria marks him as a great president. And this story is on Coyote Blog, and it's amazing. A lot of people obviously are not walking in lockstep with Obama, just based on the opinions that people expressed about Syria. But you always have these people who rabidly defend him no matter what. And there's still a lot of money behind this administration. There are a lot of people who have a lot invested in this government, the status quo of what presents right now as the American government. So we're going to have to really stick to our guns and insist on the change that we know needs to come. And this is only 6 minutes long. A brief history of false flag terror. And this was put up on YouTube yesterday. I wish I would have had this yesterday, but I wanted to bring it here just in case there is anybody who doesn't understand false flag terror. It did not begin with 9/11. It stretches pretty far back into history, and it's a very essential concept for us to understand so that we are less likely to be fooled by false flag terror attacks. Here from End the Lie is an article, Assad, Syria to hand over chemical arms in 1 month, only if U.S. drops strike plans. Well, I think that's fair. And as many I've heard people say, yeah, maybe the U.S. should be required to hand over all of the chemical weapons caches in the U.S. military. That may not happen. I did hear one thing this morning. Alex Jones just mentioned in passing. This made me sad. A little food for thought. Alex said that Assad wanted to get in touch with the Pope, but that the Pope refused to take his call. A lot of people are trying to determine whether the Pope really is a good guy or not. The new Pope, he may well be, and there are some signs that he is. However, that was very disappointing to me, and many Christians are being killed, Christian communities being burned, destroyed by the rebels in Syria. Assad did not do that, does not have that history, but the rebels do, and they are killing Christians, many Christians. And the fact that the Pope would not accept Assad's phone call, I found troubling. So, if we just are praying for peace and just speaking peace over Syria in Jesus' name, speaking peace over the Middle East in Jesus' name. We don't need the Pope to turn things around for us, but the pressure that we ourselves have placed on our Congress people and in the polls and the expression of opinions is really helpful in blocking the horrible plans that our military-industrial complex has had for this region. So I'm hoping that we all will just keep doing what we're doing. Here's a very sad article. CPS threatens to take sick child away from mother for choosing medicinal marijuana over toxic chemotherapy. There is some evidence that marijuana can cure cancer, and there's not a whole lot of evidence that chemotherapy can cure cancer. Some people do seem to recover, but we hear reports of rather large numbers of people who are misdiagnosed as having cancer when they actually did not have cancer, and doctors who tell people they have cancer because they can make more money. So I would be very curious to know how many people who believe that they recovered from cancer because of chemotherapy actually never even had chemotherapy. And as for chemotherapy being toxic, it most definitely is. Very few people survive a third round of chemotherapy. It's almost a death sentence. And I know people, have friends who have had only one round of chemotherapy and have had severe damage to their circulatory system. So the fact that chemotherapy is even legal is astounding. And it's as astounding as knowing that marijuana is not legal, because marijuana has never killed anybody, ever. Ever. And the numbers of people who have died from chemotherapy would, it's just a long, sad list. So here's another article from Coyote Blog. Can we please end the drug war now? Especially when you consider who they're going after, as people like the mother who's giving her child medical marijuana as an alternative to chemotherapy. Sherry Questioning All has this interesting article today. U.S. government is committing treason against all its citizens. The NSA hands all raw spying data to Israel, and this is the data comprised from information from all U.S. citizens, including governments and officials around the world. So yeah, technically this is treason, handing over our private data to another country. And some of our private data makes us vulnerable. So I see the reasoning here. I see the logic that this is a treasonous act. And Lord, deliver us from the NSA. I have a couple of articles from Natural News. Minnesota lawmakers ban formaldehyde in children's products, but allow the neurotoxic chemical in vaccines and diet soda. So hopefully you're not drinking diet soda and not taking vaccines or giving them to your children. This is a great piece of information, though, to help people understand how the system is failing to protect their health. And here's just kind of a fun article from Natural News. The reasons some people can eat more and stay slender. So, little help there if you're struggling with your weight. And the article says, new studies have shown that the likely explanation for this phenomenon is that your thin friend engages in non-exercise activity thermogenesis. According to the American Council on Exercise, this means that while you are sitting and answering calls at your desk, they are pacing back and forth and burning twice as many calories. NEAT accounts for every type of physical activity, whether it is standing and cooking dinner, taking an extra flight of stairs, or simply walking further to get to your car. All these calories contribute to your metabolism. So this is encouraging incorporating non-exercise activity into your day. Just moving more. in case you didn't get that. And here from Conscious Life News, 46 reasons why you should give up trying to be normal. You know, especially if you are active in the liberty truth movement to almost any degree, people are probably not always terribly happy with you, because those of us in the liberty and truth movement feel, I think, almost a compulsion to tell people what's going on. And when we do that, most people are trying to present themselves as likable, pleasant, temperate. They don't want, most people don't want to be perceived as somebody who rocks the boat. And here you are, if you're a truther, probably rocking the boat. What's the matter with you? Well, no, keep doing what you're doing. And you can use these 46 reasons to give up trying to be normal. And if normal is quietly accepting the status quo, who wants to be normal? An entertaining blog from John Rappaport, The Short, Happy Trial of an Artist. And this goes along with the last article. John Rappaport here just has expressed thoughts about maintaining your individuality and insisting on being creative and being a unique person, an autonomous person, not wired into the Borg. I mean, we all want to have a place, we all want friends, we need family, but we don't need to all be exactly the same. We don't need to be wired into the Borg. So there's just a little encouragement here about remaining free. And here is our good news. But this is very good news. Breaking: 2 Colorado state senators recalled from office in huge victory for democracy. And that article is from Natural News, and there's another article here about the same subject from beforeitsnews.com. Lest we forget, Colorado anti-Second Amendment lawmakers recalled. So this is very encouraging if we stick to our guns, so to speak. No pun intended, but there it is. It is possible to insist that lawmakers honor our ideals as Americans and our belief in the Constitution and our insistence on the Bill of Rights. So with that, I will leave you thinking about how to express your ideals to bring about positive change. And the tour of the day is a presentation of She Who Will Walk in the Dark Productions. Thank you for joining in today's tour. The dawn is coming. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, be safe, and insist on liberty.